You know that feeling when your friends are planning another night out and your stomach drops? Not because you don't like them, not because you're depressed, but because the thought of putting on real pants and leaving your sanctuary feels like being asked to climb Everest in flip-flops. Society has a word for you. They call you antisocial, a hermit, maybe even boring. But I'm here to tell you that the diagnosis is wrong. You're not broken. You're not missing out. You are what psychologists are starting to recognize as someone with a sophisticated internal world. And today, we're going to decode the 5 hidden traits that make you this way, traits that most people completely misunderstand about you. Let's start with the most misunderstood one. You have what neuroscientists call high baseline stimulation. Think about your brain like a smartphone. Most people wake up with their battery at 20%. They need to go out, see people, and experience novelty to charge up to 100%. That's why they get restless at home. But you wake up at 80%. Your internal world is already humming with activity. You have thoughts, ideas, reflections, and an entire universe inside your head that is genuinely interesting to you. When you go out into a loud restaurant or a crowded bar, you're not charging your battery. You're draining it. Social interaction for you isn't energy, it's expense. This is why you can spend an entire Saturday at home and feel completely fulfilled. You're not avoiding life, you're living it on a different frequency. While others need external stimulation to feel alive, you've built an entire civilization in your own mind. You don't need the world to entertain you because you are endlessly fascinating to yourself. The second trait is that you have a low tolerance for what psychologists call social performance anxiety. But here's the twist. It's not that you're afraid of people. It's that you're exhausted by the performance. Every social interaction requires you to put on a costume. You have to manage your facial expressions, monitor your tone, read the room, and perform the dance of small talk. You have to pretend that you care about someone's opinion on the weather or their cousin's wedding. And for what? An hour later, you'll forget the entire conversation. But while you're in it, your brain is working overtime. You're calculating, you're adapting, you're performing, and it's draining. When you're at home, you get to take off the mask. You don't have to perform empathy. You don't have to fake interest. You can just exist in your natural state without the exhausting theater of social niceness. This isn't antisocial. This is self-preservation. You're not running away from people. You're running toward authenticity. Here's the third trait, and this one might surprise you. You have a heightened need for environmental control. Most people underestimate how much energy it takes to exist in an unpredictable environment. When you go out, you have no idea what you're walking into. Will the restaurant be too loud? Will someone sit too close? Will the music be terrible? Will you be stuck in a conversation you can't escape? All of these variables create a low-level hum of anxiety. It's like trying to relax on a roller coaster, but at home you are the architect of your own experience. You control the lighting, the temperature, the noise level, and the social interactions. You've built a perfectly calibrated ecosystem that matches your nervous system. Psychologists call this environmental mastery, and it's not a weakness. It's a sign of someone who understands their own needs and refuses to apologize for them. You're not hiding from the world. You're curating your world. The fourth trait is where things get really interesting. You have what's called a low hedonic adaptation rate. In simple terms, you don't get bored of the same thing as quickly as other people. Most people need constant novelty. They need new restaurants, new experiences, new stimulation, because their brain adapts to pleasure quickly. But you can listen to the same song 47 times and still find something new in it. You can rewatch the same show and notice details you missed. You can eat the same meal and genuinely enjoy it. Your brain doesn't demand novelty to feel satisfied. This is why you can stay home weekend after weekend and never feel like you're missing out. You're not stuck in a rut. You're deeply appreciating the subtle variations in your routine. While everyone else is chasing the next dopamine hit, you've learned to extract meaning from repetition. That's not boring. That's mastery. And finally, the fifth trait, you have a strong internal locus of validation. Most people derive their sense of worth from external feedback. They need likes, compliments, visibility, and social proof to feel valuable. But you've built an internal compass. You don't need the world to validate your choices because you trust your own judgment. This is why you don't feel FOMO when everyone is out and you're home. You're not measuring your life against someone else's highlight reel. You're measuring it against your own values. And your value system says that a quiet evening with a book or a hobby or your own thoughts is just as meaningful as a night out. Maybe more so. This isn't avoidance. This is confidence. You've stopped outsourcing your self-worth to the opinions of others. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but what if I'm just depressed? What if I'm actually isolating and convincing myself it's a personality trait? That's a fair question. And here's the difference. Depression makes you feel numb and disconnected even from the things you love. But if you're at home and you're engaged, if you're creating, learning, enjoying, and feeling alive in your own company, that's not depression. That's introversion with a side of high standards. The key is honest self-reflection. Are you at home because it genuinely fulfills you? Or are you at home because you're running from something? Only you can answer that. So here's my message to you. The world is going to keep telling you that you're missing out. They're going to keep inviting you to things and looking confused when you decline. And that's okay. You don't owe anyone an explanation for how you choose to live. You are not broken. You are not boring. You are someone who has discovered that the richest experiences don't always happen in the loudest rooms. You've learned that solitude isn't loneliness. It's freedom. And the next time someone asks why you love staying home so much, you can smile and tell them the truth. Because I've built a life here that I actually like. And that's something most people spend their whole lives searching for. I hope enough was said. And enough thanks you for being here. See you in the next one.